Hello, welcome back. My name is nicowithac, and I'm gonna be playing Steelrising for you guys. With me, I have demonic robots.
Hey there, how's it going?
And yeah, this category is any percent unrestricted, and demonic will tell you all about what that means here in a second, because we're just gonna go straight into it. Where's my button? I don't have a button. Start the timer, if you can. There we go. Let's go.
There we go. Awesome. So, welcome to Steelrising. This is a Souls-like created by Spiders, who are known for their kind of AA RPGs like Greedfall or Technomancer. We're going to be playing as Aegis here, who is an automatron. And basically, what happened is a man named Jean de Volcanson, part of my French pronunciation is terrible. He created these like robots, and they've been used as guards and all that stuff, but now they're kind of rampaging all over Paris and taking over. Our character here, Aegis, is a dancing automatron that was gifted to the queen, and she is sent off by the queen to go find Eugene to basically save Paris and stop the rampaging automatrons. 80% unrestricted is going to be the fastest category with no restrictions on it, so that is mainly going to involve the item dupe glitch, which we already saw earlier. But basically, if you throw a explosive grenade or use an item essentially, and you go into the menu and close out of it really quick, you can use the item and still not consume it. So essentially, that will allow us to throw bombs infinitely. The unrestricted also allows us to do a couple of movement skips that we'll be doing it later on. But first of all, we're getting through this opening area. This is kind of the queen's like side place where she's been hanging out while Paris is burning. We're going to be collecting a couple things here. We're collecting the shield musket and the nemesis claws. These are the two weapons that we're going to use for the entire run, although we're mostly using them for movement rather than actual combats.
Yeah, and also we're doing something called the stamina glitch, which is basically me swapping between a ranged attack and a ranged weapon and a melee weapon constantly. That's why you're going to hear the whole mechanism sound throughout the entire game. First boss.
Yeah.
And as you can see, the bomb glitch, it's kind of broken. And he's dead.
Very good fight.
Thank you. So the fights optimally are going to look extremely easy, but doing the glitch over and over again in the same rhythm is actually pretty hard, especially because there can be like input lag or like frame lag or something like that, which can just make you lose a bomb. And if you lose too many bombs, obviously you literally cannot win the game because you don't have any more bombs and your weapons are doo-doo.
Yeah, you have to be pretty careful because you do have a couple of times where you can mess up, but getting the extra souls that we need to purchase more bombs can cost a lot of time, so we try to be very careful about that.
I'm gonna pick up some extra bombs here though, safety.
A good idea. So this is a Souls-like game. If you are familiar with Dark Souls speedruns, they're very similar like that. All these enemies are optional. We don't actually need to fight them, so we're gonna be running through that. We have to be kind of careful here because these enemies, while you can run through a lot of them, they can sometimes get some really cheap hits on you. And this is gonna be a problem, especially later on, when we basically just have very little health and we're completely unleveled. Because essentially we do this entire run at the equivalent of like blood level 4 or souls level 1.
Yeah, we are never going to upgrade.
Squishy, we're not going to be doing any damage. This opening area, as we are running to the Volcanson's workshop, is pretty much just going to be trying to be moving as optimally as we can. This game has like a lot of animations for falling and climbing, so we try to avoid those as much as possible.
Yeah, which is also why you're going to see me dash off of things a lot, just to like minimize and maximize distance, but minimize the fall damage. Kind of like this.
Perfect. Another thing about this game is that the stamina management is a little bit different from Souls games. Normally in Souls games, you do not want to use the entire stamina bar because you have to wait for it to slowly recharge almost all the way back up. This game works a little bit differently. When you run out of stamina, your character kind of overheats and you can cool down, which will give you back almost all of your stamina. We still don't want to run out of stamina completely as much as we can. However, if we do run out of stamina, we can almost refill the bar immediately. The game doesn't want you to do this too much, otherwise you get the freeze effect, but doing it once or twice is okay.
Yeah. And this skip here, you want to maybe try to explain what I'm trying to do?
Yeah. So in this game, there is something where you can kind of keep your character up in the air and moving a little bit forward by using these weapon attacks. So the Nemesis claws are really good for this. They give you a lot of horizontal distance to keep you in the air as well without losing height. This game also has coyote jumps, so if you know what those are, he's basically going to dash off, and then he can still jump super far in air, and he's going to extend his jump with the Nemesis claws, and he lands the skip perfectly.
Very nice. That is a lot harder than it actually looks.
Yeah. This game's a little bit weird about it. Sometimes you can accidentally just like slide off and you don't get a jump, but he did a very good job there. You also saw right there, we just worked back, so we basically used this game's equivalent of like I think it's the Dark Sign in Dark Souls,
yeah,
where we can warp back to the quote-unquote bonfire, and at the cost of all of our souls. But because we don't really have that many, it's not too big of a deal.
Yep, and this guy is important to the plot somehow. We're gonna see him twice.
This is Marquis de Lafayette. He's essentially Volkinson's like kind of assistant who's been helping him out. And basically what happened is that Volkinson has been captured, so now he is in the Bastille, which is the prison in Paris. And now our goal is essentially to find enough allies to help us get there, because getting to the Bastille alone is extremely difficult. So this is where the game starts to open up. We can either go to the Tuileries or the La Cité. I think the game is kind of intending for you to go to the city.
Oh, yeah.
However, we can go to this location first.
Yeah, we're going to get an ability from this city, which is very, very important to the run.
Yeah. So we're going to be doing a skip right here almost immediately. This game is built in kind of a loop for a lot of the maps, because it wants you to end the level near the carriage so you can go back. And as you can see, we're just going to take advantage of that by doing a great little jump, which is going to get us pretty close to the end of the level already. Normally the game wants you to kind of loop all the way around, explore a little bit of the city, go through these garden areas that are pretty, but we're just going to basically skip all of that.
Yeah, we skipped like I think 60% of the level or something like that without jump, which they did try to patch.
We're also going to skip that right there. We're also going to skip that right there. That is a optional boss fight. There are a couple of optional bosses. Obviously, we're not going to be doing any of them. Normally, you're expected to do these boss fights in order to unlock what are called memories, which we'll see one of them here in a second. The game kind of has like a soft ending choice system where, depending on who you save, will change the ending and some of your actions stuff that happens. This game wants us to save Lavoisier, where we're supposed to collect all these memories and that'll free him from his confines. However, we're not going to do any of that. We're just going to go straight to the boss fight.
Yeah, so you saw an instance there where I actually messed up the whole cooling system, and that just makes me not be able to run for so long. Feels really bad. This is, however, the Selenite, and he is going to be mean today, I guess. He just said no to that second bomb. Every second bomb basically staggers him, but he dodged the second one that I threw, and that was scary.
Oh, we got that little second phase activation. Normally he just walks very slowly over to you there.
There we go.
Very nice. Good recovery.
Thank you. So yeah, I did pick up some extra clothes, which is why you're going to see the whole outfit not really matching. Very fashion, I know. But yeah, the Diane breeches and the Diane shoes basically allow me to take just one more hit from a boss than I would usually, just from marathon safety. Usually we never pick these up, and we just die from one shot.
This is also the reason that we went here first to get this dash ability. So when you beat the first couple of main story bosses, you end up getting new movement abilities. So the first one we get here is this dash, which is extremely useful, you could guess. But we have to come over here and get this chest. Normally, if you save the guy, he'll just tell you where to go. But because we didn't save him, we are pointed over to this chest to get a letter that kind of explains what's going on and talks about Luxembourg and the palace.
Yeah, and you're going to almost immediately see why we pick up this power as well, coming into the city.
Yeah. If you're familiar with the French Revolution, you should recognize a lot of these names because they're all historical figures from that time, just a little bit gamified.
Gamified. So those dogs are absolutely terrifying. They blow up after a certain amount of time. So you want to not be close to them.
They also can just like charge into you and knock you down, and then when you're stopped in that area, you just get hit by like 3 or 4 more things.
Luckily, we have iframes from roving doors. Otherwise, this guy would destroy us.
Dark Souls classic.
Yes.
We're also going to open that shortcut because we're going to be warping back later on. This level's a little scary because it has some hard movement, and you don't really have any recovery if you die or something like goes wrong normally. We're going to be taking a safety route, but typically if you just like die in this area, your run's dead because you go all the way back to your little carriage.
And you can see why this
skip right here
ability is so good to have early on, because you can literally just jump over obstacles that you weren't supposed to. Also, it gives you like, as you're falling here, you can actually, okay, well if I didn't mess it up, I could have negated the fall damage, but the idea was to use the ability right there.
Do a dash right at the end.
Yeah. All right, let's see if this guy spawns in. Oh, he doesn't, and there he is. I love it when that happens. For some reason, he just
sometimes that guy can mess your day.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. All right. Do I do the safety? I do, right? I guess I do.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, the next boss is kind of a meme.
Yeah. So now we're going to go save a category from the Titan, which is what the bosses are called in this game. We kind of learn early on that all of these automatrons that are like the big deal ones that we're fighting against are like controlled by these, you know, very important figures. This is the first one that we're actually going to save because the game just kind of automatically has to save him and gives us all the memories, like we can't skip them. And then kind of he's important for getting the like resistance set up.
Yeah, so usually we wouldn't pick this vessel, which is like the equivalent of a bonfire, checkpoint, autosave, whatever you want to call it. But we are going to do it for marathon safety because this guy is notorious. The bishop.
Yeah, worst boss fight in the entire game.
Hands down. And it's literally only because this guy can just block your grenades for no reason.
Yeah. Thankfully he's not doing it too bad, but there's been times where it was 7 or 8 bombs in a row.
He was starting there. Oh, he's going to do the thingy here? No? Not phasing? Interesting.
You also need to be careful when he does that attack
Jesus,
right there.
Yes, he is being weird.
Ooh.
He's not phasing at all. There it is, finally. At like 30% HP. He's supposed to do that at like 50. There we go.
Nice.
Whew. What a weirdo.
Yeah. Sometimes like he does this charge attack where he like has like these spinning blades at the bottom of him and he just rushes forward. And you can stagger him with the bomb, but if he parries it for whatever reason, he'll just keep on charging at you, and it becomes very difficult to dodge, and at this level, he basically kills you in about 2 hits.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know if this is going to work.
This.
It might.
Should at least make spikes. Yeah, you're good.
So yeah, kind of same principle as before. Coyote jump into slash, into dash, into double slash. That's like our bread and butter for covering the max distance. Well, except for one instance.
It lets you get
later.
Yeah.
All right, so this also
so right now we're just collecting.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was saying this means that we also have to pick up like an extra item here because we cannot do the whole coin thingy to our chariot. Got a little bit scared there.
Yeah. Normally we would just like coin back, but we have to obviously do this. But lore-wise, what's going on right now is we're finding we're basically getting another memory, and then we're finding another item that we need. And essentially what happens is they talk to Aegis, and even though they aren't really trusting her too much, they're going to be kind of using her for now to basically stop the automatrons. And they want us to help with taking down the tyrant, King George XVI.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I was just making sure it was the right, right number.
Sounds correct.
So essentially, if you help us, we'll help you. So Aegis agrees to this, and now we are going to be heading on over to Luxembourg after this.
Yep. Just gonna talk to these old people up here. There we go. Honey, I'm home.
I want. Can help.
A lot of amazing dialogue in this game. You just have to skip constantly.
Here,
I love it.
With a. Where did you?
Yeah, I think it's definitely, if you enjoy like Souls games, it's a it's a pretty unique setting and very interesting.
Oh yeah. So we're just gonna go back to the chariot here and go to Luxembourg. I remember practicing this the other day, and someone was actually from Luxembourg. They're like, "Wait, the real Luxembourg?" I was like, "Yes, I think so." I don't know if it looks like this, but
Yeah.
if it looks like this, then yes.
From the short time I lived in Paris, it was very similar. I don't remember all the robots, but you know, that could have been when I was there.
Very lucky.
Maybe that's the normal lead. Yeah.
I must find him.
So we're gonna do another little skip here at the very beginning. This is one of my favorite ones because, yeah.
Standing on nothing.
Normally this game has, yeah, this game loves its invisible walls, but for some reason that one there just doesn't have one, which I'm not gonna complain about because it lets us again skip like half the level.
Oh yeah. Alright, this part here is like skip city, almost. Oh my god, let me get up. Please, game. I'm gonna get up at some point, even though I'm not doing anything different. Yeah, there you go.
There you go, yeah. This area is pretty hard because you have to do a lot of dashes to make it over, which uses a lot of stamina, so you have to be very careful about stamina management and consumption in this part.
Yeah, I'm just gonna chill here because I want to do this long jump. Should be fine. Yep. And use all my stamina, get the cooling off, get over here, slash, and we should be fine. Yes, very nice.
Very good.
Now we're gonna pick up, I think, my favorite item in the game. Probably, yeah, probably my favorite item in the game.
It's a really good one.
It is. Slightly makes the game slightly easier when I found out this item existed. But yeah, this is the improved explosive grenades. So we're gonna do a little bit more damage, and we're gonna stagger a little bit easier now. Also,
We
new
also
move
have some more movement, yeah, with the weapon, which is really cool. So if we shoot the gun while we're in air, it'll actually give us some height forward. That's one of the smaller examples. We used to have one where it skipped a lot, but we don't do that one anymore.
Thank God. I fixed it for you. Don't worry.
But the improved explosive grenade is really good because at this point the bosses are a little bit more beefed up because the game expects you to be stronger because you should have been leveling this entire time. Also have a kind of a scary jump right here. If you mess it up, you die. And he gets it no problem.
Easy peasy.
The improved explosive grenades will now stagger the bigger enemies and the stronger titans, which is really, really important for the strategy. That's kind of more important than doing more damage.
Yeah, it's kind of why the whole bomb strat actually works, is the fact that they actually get staggered. It's not even the damage. Like, the damage is nice and stuff, don't get me wrong, but the whole stagger is like what makes it a lot easier. So I'm gonna equip my improved explosive grenades right there in the air while I have, that's like the only downtime I really have to do it. So that's where I'm gonna do it.
By the way, he makes it look easy, but like doing all those inputs right there, like in that animation, is extremely difficult.
Okay, this guy. Oh, he threw a grenade. He never does that. That's funny. But yeah,
That was scary.
Yeah, I'm gonna get on his side here, and then I'm gonna stagger him backwards. And you can kind of see like I'm getting slowed down every time. You kind of see Aegis like move in a slow-mo kind of way. That is basically just the game being like very dramatic about me hitting a grenade. So I need to account for that as well with the distance over and stuff like that.
Perfect fight.
Thank you. I actually like the soundtrack here. It's really cool. It's like very epic as you're just leaving.
It's great. So we also have another little movement tool. We can now open up these like kind of crumbling walls that have like a green fleur-de-lis on it. Obviously not as like cool movement-wise for as like the grappling hook or the dashes, but still pretty useful.
Very useful. You would literally be soft like if you didn't have it.
Yeah. Just a little bit.
Alright.
We have some movement right here. These railings can be kind of annoying. Whenever Aegis is on the railing, she's kind of like a dancer, so she has like this very like dancer-ish walk on them so you don't fall off. so she moves like slower, and you have to like kind of jump off to get like unlocked from the railing. It can be kind of annoying when you're trying to set up these jumps on railings, which is why we don't really like hop onto them too often.
Yeah, exactly. And we're gonna see another instance of a skip here. There you go. Make sure you go straight. If you go left just a little bit, you will literally get hard locked and you cannot get out of it. You will fall into like some place that just has walls around it, all around, and you don't have like an autosave to get you out. So you'll just be stuck there forever.
Yeah, and if you attempt to jump, you also get like slide down like an invisible wall and get stuck in it as well.
Yeah. So I opened that gate because it will allow us to get back into this place, which is basically going to be like our main hub for the rest of the game. But I need to open it because I'm going to use the coin here and get back to the chariot. If I did not open that door, it would literally be impossible for me to get back there. Well, it wouldn't be possible. I just had to go all the way around to the boss fight again, which doesn't exist, and then go through that entire area. So I would lose like 10 minutes or something. So very, very important.
Yeah, if you missed that, if you missed that shortcut in your casual playthrough, I'm sorry.
Pain.
Because you have to go back there like 3 times.
Oh yeah. This is Les Invalides, which is basically the same place as where the factory was. And this is gonna be by far the shortest level because of, well, they didn't realize that we could do this kind of stuff that we can, so we're just gonna jump over the mole here with a couple of dash and a couple of swings, and this has a hitbox for some reason, which I'm not gonna complain about. And there we go, we're at the boss fight.
Also, if you missed the memory in your casual playthrough, it's right before that grappling hook spot.
Oh yeah.
It's very easy to miss. So this boss fight is actually one of the easier ones, as long as he doesn't give you a bad pattern, because he's usually trying to like jam the key into himself to like twist it into a super attack, but the bombs usually stagger him. And yep, very good fight.
Yeah, he has like his phases that he wants to check off every time, so that's what makes that fight just so easy compared to a lot of the other ones coming up. So yeah, back to Luxembourg because we need to talk to our little convent again. Because they are being chilling and doing nothing.
Yeah. And if you are wondering, there is a bombless category, so if you are interested in seeing it being played in a more, I guess, traditional way, there is that. But any % unrestricted is the best category, so.
No bias at all.
Nope, not at all.
We did mess around a little bit with the restricted category, as it's called. On this one, it is it's something else because you are under-leveled for almost the entire game if you try to go fast. The game is very much catered to grinding out weapons and trying to kill like small mobs and stuff like that to try to get as powerful as possible. There's not like any weapon that's like just miles above better than all the other ones, except for the grenade. Obviously, we love the grenade.
Yeah. We're also playing on the earliest patch available, mainly because it gives us access to the shop to buy basically an unlimited amount of everything that we need, bombs and so on. They change it later on so you couldn't buy as many. Along with that, there are also a couple of glitches and skips that are patched out, unfortunately on current patch, so we do have to down patch.
Yeah, oh, alright, I need to get this. I forgot. Safety souls? Or just better souls, I guess, than the ones that I got already. We're gonna be duping some, I think it's called Anima. Just never sat right with me.
Essence, yeah.
Yeah, it just never sat right with me. Well, no, but the currency is literally called Anima or something.
I think it's Anima Essence.
Yeah,
but they were both right.
Yeah, I just always call them souls because calling it Anima Essence sounds weird.
At this point, it's like a universal term.
Yeah. Yeah, we're going to be duping souls later on, which is the currency, obviously, to get a bunch of improved explosive grenades, because the final boss in this game is like the biggest meme. We'll get them when we get there. But that's why I needed that particular one, because it was like the strongest one, basically, out of all the souls that you can get and dupe.
We're also activating that mobile walkway to go down an elevator. Now you're probably thinking, wait a minute, we have a way to skip fall damage. Unfortunately for elevators that the game like wants you to like make working again, they just straight up have a death plane where if you touch it, you die immediately.
Yeah.
You have to turn on the elevator.
Yeah, the worst part is that one technically we can skip, but then we can't talk to the guy that we need to talk to progress the story. So even if we did actually skip it, which is possible, he just wouldn't trigger and we wouldn't be able to like progress the game. So that one unfortunately we can't do anything about. But yeah, the next one has like a death plane where we have to repair the walkway and then we can jump down. Very weird. Also, all these enemies we're just gonna walk right by. I don't know why it's so dark. It's very dark on my screen. I don't know, brightness is like super far down.
Oh, it's good on the stream, so
Oh,
you're fine
good.
on that part.
Well, that's good for you guys.
As long as everybody else
As long
can
as
see it.
everyone else who is not playing the video game can see, that is good.
So this mine area in Montmartre is a little bit scary because there's a lot of heavy hitting enemies and there's like a lot of like fast little critters. So usually what happens if you're not careful is the little critters will like kind of stun you, which gives the big guys just enough time to smack you in the face and do a lot of damage.
Oh yes. Alright, so this is the guy that we're going to talk to in a second that we wouldn't be able to trigger if we did the whole jumping down from the elevator instead.
Yeah. That's another elevator that we have to repair, and we have to repair it by talking to this guy and getting the lever. Again, normally, like, we could just, you know, drop down. In fact, we're literally going to repair it and not use it. It just despawns the death plane, so...
Yep.
Thanks to what I learned from Monsieur Marat, I will use
So we're going to repair it, but we're not going to activate it.
Voila. That should have fixed
Then
the
we're just going to
walkway.
drop down. I'm going to make sure that I don't take insane fall damage or die. Little skip here. Not really anything insane, but just saves like a bit of time. There are actually like, most of the skips that we do actually save so much time you wouldn't even believe it. It's like 4 or 5 minutes, some of them, because you just skip like 60-50% of the levels. It just doesn't look like it when we're doing it. But actually Montmartre is like one of the only ones where we can't really skip anything, I think. It's like one of the few ones, no?
Yeah, nothing significant.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just because it's so linear. Oh my god, Aegis, please jump.
I'd say we skip maybe like 10 or 20%.
Yeah, nothing to write home about. Anyways, boss fight. Holy lag.
This is one of my favorite boss fights in the game, but it's also one of the harder ones. He doesn't stun as easily, and along with that, he has very strong, very powerful ranged attacks, and we are very under-leveled. So essentially, it's basically 2 hits, and you're a goner.
Oh, here it comes.
Yep. That AoE attack is very, very scary as well. Because when you stagger the bosses, it kind of messes up their next phase entry.
There we go.
But Nico, of course, is a god, and god is perfectly fine.
Yeah, so you saw me like pausing a little bit between the bombs. It's because I only have 2 improved grenade bombs, and I really want to make them useful all the way up until the last boss fight. So I was like refusing to do it amazing fast, because if I did that, I would probably have lost the bomb at some point, just because his distance from me was like so far away. So like the timing of the slow-mo thing going into the inventory, I didn't want to mistime it basically. So I took my time. And now we're duping a bunch of souls, as you can see on the bottom right of your screen. And yeah, this is very weird how the elevator goes, or the camera goes into the elevator. It's gonna get even weirder if I just go into the inventory. And then if I go out, whoop, there we go. Oh, I got stuck on a branch, my bad. This guy's gonna tell us that this is the point of no return, even though it's not. And Aegis is going to tell us this is the point of no return, even though it's not.
This path will lead me straight to the Quartier du
Yeah, the game was trying to, I think, do like a fake out, like this is the final level you're going to, even though it's not.
Oh, I need to go right. I got confused because it's so dark.
But yeah, so now we are heading though to the Bastille. We finally helped out our comrades enough to have them help us get here. So now we're going to be heading over to the prison, and hopefully we can find Eugene de Vaucanson.
Our nature.
in B if you can stop these guys.
Yeah. This is like my favorite thing to do here because it's like living my childhood dream of Spider-Man. Whee! That was it.
It's very satisfying.
I know.
If you mess it up, you only die in lose,
Oh, yeah.
2 minutes.
You'll die and you won't have a checkpoint until the, chariot again. So you have to go all the way back. That is the terrifying part of this run. You just don't really take like safety checkpoints ever if you're doing it optimally. So you just die and you just lose the run because it is like at least like a 4-minute time loss. Well, at best a 1-minute time loss, which is just sad. Also, this loading trigger coming up here, I don't know why, but for some reason they just didn't put a screen in, so it's literally just ages in the air like this. I don't know why. They didn't fade it out correctly. But yeah, the Bastille.
Yeah, I think they should have had a cutscene there of like just like Aegis walking up the steps at the very least.
Something.
It's the only like weird load in the entire game.
Oh yeah. This camera is like weird. There's like RNG with how the cameras spawn when you're in a level, so you can't like hold a direction every time. It's super annoying.
From now on, all I will have to do
Yeah, sometimes she's it's facing forward, sometimes it's facing her, and that changes her movement. So
Yeah. Alright, this guy can kind of be a pain. Let's hope he's not. He's not. He's playing front hand, backhand. Ah,
yeah, the Bastille is ooh.
unlucky.
Okay,
It's okay, we have a backup. Let's do this, and we're over. Whee.
Yeah, that gun can be useful in a lot of situations. It gives you like just enough height to make a lot of gaps.
Yeah. It is actually used in quite a few, what's it called, skips, especially later on. You're gonna see it used, I think, 3 times from here on out, which is actually used, like, I don't know. I feel like it's pretty underrated, actually, what it can do. Like, it almost gave us the biggest time save, I think, towards the end of the run, if I didn't find another way to do it.
Yeah.
Alright, this skip here is also really funny. If you're like in this corner, you can like angle and look up at that thing, and you don't have to run all the way through to the tunnel.
Yeah. So the Bastille level is actually very scary. You have to have really good stamina management because a lot of these enemies around are really able to hit you like super easily. So you have to like memorize which enemies are what, how to avoid them, and all that stuff while you're running through this area. It's probably one of the few places where like you can get interrupted very easily while you're trying to run through.
Yeah, and this upcoming part is probably the scariest part of Bastille. There's gonna be a mini boss in here who has like a crossbow, and he's American Sniper #1. And then behind him, there's gonna be like another guard trying to chase us as we're trying to do a skip. First, I gotta not get hit by these guys. All right, mission 1
After we have
successful.
multiple ranged enemies here.
Yeah, so we're gonna make sure we have enough stamina here. This guy is scary. He's actually the scarier one. This guy can shoot me down from the sky. Oh my lord, please.
Oh!
Have mercy. Have mercy, guys. Big fan, guys. Don't do it.
Then we need to be very quick on this skip.
There we go. Later, bozo.
And he gets it perfectly. Very good skip. That is way harder than it looks.
It's just terrifying because the guy's literally right behind you and ready to like shove a javelin. So you are
And if
sprinting
he
for your
catches up
life.
to you quickly, you just have to do like this ring around the rosy thing.
Yeah,
to,
basically
like, try
playing
and
DBD.
pull away just enough to do another attempt.
Yeah. Basically playing DVD, just looping him, trying to run away.
So now we're in the Bastille. We're actually going to skip a good chunk of the actual prison itself.
Mr. Boss.
In kind of a funny way. Oh yeah.
Yeah, the boss is like walking up there. Executioner, and he's gonna phase
Yeah,
out
they
there. Just render out.
Here's. I think it's because you're expected to pick up the memory that's underneath the bridge, but because of the combat, we're not going to do that.
Yeah. Take this one, grappling hook, and oh, I got a little bit scared from my stamina there, so wanted to make sure I had enough. Otherwise, I was gonna fall to my death. Not Puck. This guy is in our
Here's
way.
one of the non-boss fights. Yeah, one of the non-boss fights we need to do.
Yeah, he basically has the key, so we need to kill him. That guy and the very first enemy we meet almost. Those are like the only ones that we kill, even though we don't have to, technically. But they're faster to kill because they have the key. This guy always, like, shoves his javelin way earlier than he needs to. Oh, Jesus Christ. Calm down. I'm sorry. It was a joke. Holy moly. I didn't mean it.
Like you embarrassing him at ESA.
I know. Oh, this guy's being a meme as well. Alright, let's hope the top floor guy here is not mean. There's another guy with a crossbow up here who can shoot you, and he will shoot you if he gets the opportunity. So, gotta see what his position is. He is scary here. Woo! Wee later.
And we're just gonna drop down and slide right into the boss fight.
I took damage, by the way. I took damage from the roof.
Oh, you did?
I did. This is scary. Oh! Okay, I'm gonna make sure I'm full HP here before we start the fight. Yeah, for some reason I took damage, even though you're not supposed to when you're sliding down there. Oh no, I lost a bomb. Rage, that I don't lose another one.
This boss fight, he's basically gonna try and catch you, and he's gonna try to do his AoE attacks, and then he's gonna jump and be upset.
I'm taking my time here because I don't want to lose this second bomb. Because otherwise I need to use regular bombs, and they are very slow. There we go.
Nice.
Whew.
Yeah, when you're like down to one bomb left, it can be very scary.
Oh yeah.
Especially because, like, you know, an FPS stutter can just happen at the wrong time, and there's nothing that you can do about it.
I think that was what happened. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I mistimed one. It could be. But yeah, we're gonna find Monsieur de Vaucanson. Finally.
Yeah. And unfortunately, he passes away right in front of us.
Happens.
So we learned that he had a daughter, however.
That's
and
an
so Aegis, for some reason, is starting to no longer like be ordered by Marie Antoinette. She's kind of being a little bit more independent and a little bit more, I guess, human in her desires. So she wants to go save Vaucanson's daughter, who is currently in Versailles. And this is like the game's like big plot twist reveal thing, where it's like, oh, you're not done yet. You still have to go to here.
Yeah. So why are we going to Luxembourg then?
We gotta talk to our buddies and be like, hey, this is going on, so we're gonna go here. Again, there's a lot more, but basically tried to follow like what happened in real life of like storming Versailles and capturing King George XVI.
Yeah. And now we have 68,000 souls that we need to spend. And we're going to spend them all at once. We're going to go here. We're going to see, can we get some grenades, please? Thank you. And we got, I don't know how
only
many.
144, then might not be enough.
It might not be enough. So yeah, this is the actual point of no return. And the game even gives you like, oh, are you sure that you want to go here? You say yes.
Costing us precious seconds in the speedrun.
I know. How dare they? Which is actually annoying because that's the only time you can lose time to loads, because it depends on how fast your game wants to save.
But welcome to Versailles. If you actually have been to Versailles, this is a pretty accurate depiction of it, at least from the very front of it. So it's very cool if you like a lot of French architecture. There's a lot of goodies in this game. I believe the developers are French. Ooh.
Deadshot, please.
I believe the developers are French, so they gave a lot of love and care into the world.
Yeah, Spiders is a French development team. Alright.
Yeah.
There. Slash.
On this level, we have a very good skip at the very beginning of the level. However, we're going to go partially into it because we need to basically, like, advance the mission.
Rude. Please, sir. I have kids. I don't, but still.
There we go.
Okay. Tech died because of that joke. Okay, let's see here. Over here. There we go. Easy peasy. That basically just skips, like, I don't know, 2 minutes maybe. And then we have to get up here. Nice. And then we're gonna use the fountain once again, as you saw earlier. For some reason, they didn't put a wall up here. Thank you. And this upcoming skip is actually probably my favorite in the entire run, just because it utilizes basically everything that we have used before. So we're gonna set up over here, right behind this guy. Shotgun ourselves up here, and then we're gonna fall down because we want to show it again. There we go. Make sure we stay up here. Okay. We're gonna slash and then dash into the corner, and there's a hitbox here. Do the same over here, and we're over here.
Perfect.
Something has changed.
So now we're at the Petit Trianon, which is basically Gary Antoinette's like second home. And this is kind of where she has been hiding out after what happened at Saint-Cloud. So we have, I think that's Lafayette, who's going to be basically helping get her out of the area, get her to safety with her kids. And now we're going to warp back because now we have completed all the mission objectives, and the final mission is just to confront the final boss. Normally the game wants you to go through the gardens and wants you to do all this stuff to find a lever to repair the front gate. However, we're going to be utilizing a new glitch. So he's going to be jumping forward, doing a attack, dash, attack, attack, and then he's going to open the menu and back to main menu. Normally in Souls games, you can't do this. You get sent to the very bottom. However, this game kind of tracks your exact positioning all the time. So we're just going to spawn in midair, but it refreshes our dashes and our attacks. So we can essentially extend our range by doing this. Oh,
unlucky. Not sure what
we can
went
basically
wrong
extend the... Yeah, we can extend the range of these slashes and the attacks, and that'll basically let us do it like a second time to get over that gate.
I think what went wrong is you need to actually... Hang on. Need to do it at... There you go. You need to do it at like a very specific part of the second slash that you're doing. It needs to not be at the end of it. If it's at the end of it, then Aegis is already in her falling animation, basically. So that's why it didn't work, I think. But this time it should be fine. For H.
The skip before this used to be much worse.
Interesting.
The skip before this used to be much worse. Originally, what we had to do is we had to hop onto this like hedge completely out of bounds, and then we had to do a very tricky gun jump, and then we had to do another one right after that, after landing on like a pixel.
Oh, this one doesn't look good, but let's try anyway.
Yeah, this glitch is a little bit awkward because it's like kind of varies from PC to PC, and sometimes you just lose way more height than you expect to lose.
Yeah, I'm not really supposed to lose height at all. There we go. There it works.
Perfect.
First try, surely. Okay. Final boss, Iron Queen. We're just gonna spam grenades at her. We're not even gonna do the glitch.
Where did that bomb go? Oh my god.
I don't know, it went to Narnia or something. But we're not even gonna use the glitch because, oh my god, she's terrifyingly close! Woo! I dodged her.
Good dodge.
Thank you. We're gonna jump backwards a bunch. Oh, she's doing a grenade again? That's so weird. Okay, she's being super weird, but this is gonna be time coming up here in a second. Whew. There we go. And when the screen fades out here, it's time.
Very good.
That got scary real quick in the end.
That was really good, but also really scary.
Yeah. If I didn't have the diam breaches and stuff like that, I was probably dead, actually. One hit from her kills you. But yeah, that's why we don't do the glitch there at the end, because if you do it, you just won't have time to dodge or anything. But yeah, that is Steelrising. Thank you, Demonic, for commentating for me. Appreciate it.
Of course. If people want to find more of you, where can they find you at?
Yeah, well, twitch.tv/nicowithac. I still have Shadows of Rose coming up on Saturday at Stream 1, so check that out for sure. And where can they find you, Demonic?
You can find me at twitch.tv/demonicrobots. I've also ran this game, and I run a bunch of other good ones, like Control, which I think, Nico, you've dabbled in a little bit.
Just a little bit. Not too much. But yeah, shout outs to all the homies on the Discord. You guys know who you are. I'm not going to name drop everyone this time because it took too long last time. And shout out to my wonderful girlfriend, Tenna, who will be here tonight, luckily. And yeah, that's it for us. Thank you, ESA.